Right then, ladies and gentlemen, I am here back once again, travelling through the bloody airport, off to Mexico City, because of course this weekend we have a great fight night in Mexico City. And if you follow the news right now, you will see that Mexico, not Mexico City, but Mexico is going through some trouble. There's been a cartel boss taken out and all hell has broken loose. People are sprinting through the airports, there's buildings on fire. Tourists are trying to get out there like crazy, but from what I understand, Mexico City is safe. The UFC security team, they have been looking into everything and they are some of the best security in the business. Trust me, I've got some good stories firsthand. They do not mess around, the security team. They've looked into it. Everything is fine, and all the trouble, which is in Jalisco, is about 400 miles away. So anyway, Mexico City is going to be great. Main event, we've got Lone'er Kavanagh taking on Brandon Moreno. Now, Brandon Moreno, the local guy, the Mexican, the former champion, one of the best fighters from the flyweight division. This guy is incredible, amazing boxing, incredible wrestling, tons of experience, great fights with Davison Figueiredo, remember that back in the day. But he lost a couple along the way. He got beat by Brandon Royval and people like that. And now he gets a chance to fight in his hometown of Mexico, Mexico City, and goes up against London's own Lone'er Kavanagh. Now, Lone'er Kavanagh, this guy is unbelievable. He is so good. I'm such a fan. He is so fast and powerful. That finish he had on the Contender was ridiculous. Last time out, he was fighting, I believe it was Shanghai. He had a great performance in Macau, where it was just a beautiful display of mixed martial arts, like a bit of everything. It was like old school. His ground and pound was ridiculous. He looked phenomenal. Then in Shanghai, goes up against Charles Johnson. And again, looked like a future world champion. He was picking his shots. He was in the flow state. He was in the zone. He was all over him. But guess what happened? He got knocked out. He got caught by a shot because he wasn't really recognising the threat or the consequences of what was coming back at him from Charles Johnson. Now remember, Charles Johnson is a guy that actually holds a knockout over the current flyweight champion Joshua Van. Knocked him spark out with the same shot that he got Lone'er Kavanagh with. Lone'er was in the zone and then therefore wasn't respecting what was coming back, as I said, and got clipped on the exit. Boom, I think it was a left hook or a right hook, and it put him to sleep. Now I saw Lone'er after that fight and I'm like, bro, you're still incredible. You're going to get some amazing opportunities. Don't let this get you down. You know, learn from it, come back better, and you will find yourself, you know, top of the bill. And look at this. He's going up against Brandon Moreno, main event, Mexico City, and this is a huge opportunity for Lone'er Kavanagh. If Lone'er Kavanagh, I'm wandering around, I'm in the wrong part of the airport, if Lone'er Kavanagh can get a win here over somebody like Brandon Moreno, well, then it's done. The man's arrived. He's going to be one of the top ranked flyweights, and it will be quite a jump up in competition. What's up, buddy? How you doing? How are you, man?
Do you fight?
I don't. I used to fight, but not anymore. People, it's crazy. This new generation, they're like, oh, he looks like a fighter. It's like, bro, I was the middleweight champion of the world, Hall of Fame, and most fights at one point, most wins at one point, most significant strikes ever landed. And at one point, in fact, I still hold the record for getting dropped in fights, but then coming back to win, which I actually like being the record holder of that. But it's a bit of a backhanded compliment. You suck, but you're tough. Anyway, Lone'er Kavanagh. So yeah, he's going up against Brandon Moreno. Now, if Lone'er beats Brandon Moreno, never mind all the shit that's going down in Puerto Vallarta or in Jalisco, right? If Lone'er gets the win, there's gonna be a riot in that place. Remember last time we were in Mexico City, Yair Rodriguez taking on Jeremy Stevens, I want to say. Yeah, it was Jeremy Stevens. And of course, it ended quickly because of an eye poke, and then all shit hit the fan.
I'm gonna just duck under the table here. Yeah. They can't just see their guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just got Modello'd in the face.
We were getting Modello'd. Brendan Fitzgerald hid under the desk. I said, I don't hide under desks, and I'm shadow boxing and trying to knock out bottles of Modelo as they're flying at me. Because the Mexican fans are very, very passionate, okay? A lot of Mexicans featured on this card. No surprise, they are a great fighting nation. They've had some incredible fighters over the years, certainly from the boxing world. And if you're a fighter and you ever get told that you fight like a Mexican, that's one of the best compliments you can ever receive. I remember Jacob Stitch Duran. a very, very well-known cutman that used to be with the UFC. And he was a long-time cutman. He was a bit of a celebrity in his own right, to be fair. I remember on The Ultimate Fighter, Ross, the real deal person, shout out Ross, he was like, man, you fight like a Mexican, meaning he rips to the body and he's got beautiful boxing. And Sean Strickland last week, you know, he's like, bro, I fight like a Mexican, you know, because that's a good thing, right? They love the fighting culture. And of course, when I get down there, I'll have myself some tacos. Some good Mexican food, some rice and beans. No doubt I'll be farting all over the place. That's if I ever find my gate, that is. What else have we got to talk about? Well, Robert Whittaker currently is talking about going up to the light heavyweight division, right?
205 most likely.
205.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a go.
Trying to reinvent himself. Of course, Robert, no shame, lost some fights. And now he's at a place in his life where he's not a small guy for the middleweight division. I mean, he's a big middleweight. I talked to him and he weighs around 220, 225 when he's walking around. So it's crazy to think that he used to fight at welterweight. So he's going to go from welterweight to light to middleweight, where he became a champion and no doubt a future Hall of Famer. And now he's looking at a career in the light heavyweight division. Hey, listen, I'm all for it. If he thinks that the weight cuts were getting a little too difficult, it was taking too much out of him, the entire fight camp becomes about making weight and not focusing on the strategy and the game plan for your opponent, then that's not a good thing. Where the hell is my gate? I'm in the wrong area. Will I ever make it to Mexico? That's the real question. They were like, where is our commentator that has to translate and all the rest of it, you know? I'll make it. Chef Bakery, Chef Powder, Homeboy Bakery. Vision's not the best, as you know. You know, in the airports, there's nothing but a lot of shit. If you want to eat healthily, have a good meal before you get it, because at the airports, it's a lot of crap. I do have access to the lounge, but I can't even find the gate, let alone find the lounge. Anyway, where was I? So Robert Whittaker. I mean, obviously the light heavyweight division. Carlos Ulberg right now is the #1 contender on an 8-5 win streak. We've got Alex Pereira as the champion. So that's a tough shout. But Pereira wants to move up to the heavyweight division. And Dana White seems to be entertaining that idea.
Whatever that guy wants to do, we would work with him.
The question is, who will Pereira fight and where would Robert Whittaker fit in? I think he'd fit in quite nicely. He'd also fit in quite nicely at the White House. And you might have saw the news this week. Apparently, the UFC White House card will cost $60 million to produce, which is a lot of money, I'm sure. Now, the White House card is only going to have 6 or 7 fights. Not doing that whole 6-7. It's going to have 6 or 7 fights, probably 6. And they're going to be incredible, top of the food chain kind of fights. Pereira versus someone on there. I said Cyril Gahn. He was asking for John Jones. John Jones was told that he was not reliable enough, but you never know. You might see John Jones on there, which would be absolutely mental, considering that he was supposed to fight John Jones. He was supposed to fight Tom Aspinall, pardon me. We all know the story. We all know the deal. We've been through it a million times. But he says that he's retired as well because of the arthritis. So we don't know what's going on there. But Pereira, I got a feeling he might be on there. What else is going on in the world of mixed martial arts? Obviously, Khamzat Chimaev. Still no fight booked for that guy. Anyway, and then also, you might have saw the news, Paddy Pimblett wants to come back and face Benoit Saint Denis.
Pissed me off that Saint Denis moved above me for beating that bum Danucha. But Saint Denis sounds like a good fight to me. Europe's 2 best lightweights going at it.
And I absolutely love that call out from Paddy Pimblett. Hold on, where's the gate? All I've got to do is look at the directions. Here we go. This way. Gate 132. Yeah, Paddy Pimblett had a tough one against Justin Gaethje. Well, he didn't have a tough one, but he was just beaten fair and square. There's videos of him watching it back where he wasn't really impressed with the refereeing, the nut shots, the eye pokes and stuff like that. But c'est la vie, he was still beaten by the better man on the night. Of course, referees sometimes make mistakes. They're only human. But they should try and endeavour to do a better job. And they do. They take the job very, very seriously. But anyway, he lost that fight, so now he wants to come back. Paddy and Benoit, they're both ranked number 6 and number 7. So on paper, that makes sense. Grappling-wise, we know Paddy Pimblett's an incredible grappler. And I respect the call-out because Benoit Saint Denis, the man's strong. The man's a killer, literally, you know. And he's very, very intense and he packs an incredible punch. Obviously, not as slick a striker as Justin Gaethje, but he does pack a tremendous amount of power. And if Paddy was to take him down, would he necessarily have an advantage on the ground? I don't know if he would, but it doesn't matter. These are the type of fights that Paddy's going to have to face now, each and every single time. He's in the top 10 of the lightweight division. I think he's number 6, Benoit's number 7, or it could be the other way around. Ahead of him, it's people like Ilia Topuria, Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira, and Arman Tsarukyan. All of those are really tough fights, but that is the kind of company that he's keeping these days. He's proved himself time and time again, right? Yeah, he didn't win against Justin Gaethje, but it was a bloody good fight. It was entertaining, and I thought, yeah, there's a lot of things he could have improved upon. He could have improved some of the boxing and took the chin and got the hands up a little bit, but as I've said multiple times, he showed that the man's got heart. He's got a chin, right? And he ain't no pussy. He can be the hammer and the nail, which is a quality that you can't teach. Right, if I'm ever going to make it to Mexico, if I'm going to call these fights, if I'm going to see the potential riot in the crowds, I'm going to get to check out the lay of the land and have myself some nice quesadilla or some tacos or some, what did he call it? What did he call the steak? What did he call the steak? What did he call the steak in Mexico? What is it? Forget it, who cares? If I'm going to get some of that anyway, I better find my gate. So anyway, thanks for watching, subscribe and ring the bell. Wish me luck in Mexico and good luck to all the fighters competing on the card. It's going to be a banger. All right, you guys take care. Bye-bye.